Okay, welcome. Hello. So today we're going to talk a little bit about the weather. And I've just realized that my presentation should be around here somewhere. There it is. Okay. Perfect. So yeah, today we are going to talk about the weather. First, I want to review a little bit of what we've seen in the past, and then we will kind of start with the reading part. But first, before class today, Ken and I normally talk when he comes in early enough. And he was telling me that the rainy season has started in Japan. And what else did you say?
Rainy season has just started. Also, weather pattern before the rainy season, usually air became hot, but without such heat, rainy season just has started. Has just started, so it's a bit also earlier than last year, 18 days earlier. So it's a bit unusual weather pattern here.
Exactly. So it's a bit strange. Excuse me. So yeah. I mean, right now it should be hot here in Ronda. It should be hot. It should be warm. We should be going to the beach, and that's not happening. And so the weather is crazy all over the world. I know there was a snowstorm in April. I mean, like huge, huge, huge snowstorm in
Oh,
Wisconsin, and that's not normal.
oh.
Here, like I said, it should be very hot, and it's not. It's not even sunny. I think it's supposed to rain today. That's not normal. In the summer, it doesn't rain here. So, yeah, completely strange. So, basically, what we're going to do is just take a look at some of the vocabulary that we've looked at before. So, let's see, where is it? Slide 1. Okay, yeah. So this is some of the vocabulary that we've looked at before. Okay, so this is the same as before. This is what we've seen. I'm gonna make it a little bigger, right? That looks good.
Yes, good for me.
Okay. All right. So why don't you read the first sentence? It says, "Look at the collocations in bold and try and work out their meanings from the context." So again, we've done this. Let's test your memory today.
Okay, work out their meaning from context. Okay, so
Yeah, just read the first one.
okay, the city of Cadiz had abnormally high tides last night, with water reaching the buildings of on all three of the beaches. Okay,
So high tide. What is a high tide?
unusually high wave, high tide, not wave, but sea level. Unusually high sea level.
Exactly. And what do you know about high tides?
It's scary.
Did that
It happened.
disappear? 1 second.
Yeah, disappear. Now it's back.
Okay, yeah.
And in a typhoon days, high tides warning, is announced
Mm-hmm.
sometimes. Also, yeah, maybe tsunami. Tsunami is a high. It is equal to high tide. I don't know, but it was the dam is hugely, massively, 5 or 6 years ago in North
Mm-hmm.
Japan. You know.
Yeah. No, it's really sad. I mean, how the weather's changing and the high tides and things have become really like scary and dangerous as well. So, yeah, I mean that's basically about it. Um it is what it is. So we just have to kind of live with it. But like you said, it's very different these days in Japan. It's very different here in Spain. It's very different in the United States.
Mhm.
So I don't think we can really do anything else. We just have to kind of deal with the situation and continue. So they're good. Well, so let's take a look at the next sentence. Can you read that one?
Okay, there was a severe weather warning last month due to the amount of rainfall and likelihood of a torrential downpour.
Mm, downpour, good. Well, I first just want to say that likelihood just means the possibility.
Mhm.
Okay. So severe weather warning, what is that?
Serious weather warning. Caution.
Exactly. Yeah, something bad is going to happen, so be careful. All right. And then torrential downpour?
In excessive rain.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Mhm.
Yep, excessive rain. Good. What about then or any other questions?
Yes, we do. No, thank you.
Okay, perfect. So good. And why don't you read the next sentence for us?
The choppy seas prevented the guys from surfing. Hmm.
Okay. The choppy seas.
Maybe the guy cannot surf, which means very rough sea.
Very rassy? What's that? Can you spell that?
Rough.
Very rough.
Yes.
Okay, yes, rough. Very choppy seas, absolutely. Choppy is even choppy just means that there's a lot of different waves and it's very rough, like you said. Absolutely. Good. What about the next sentence?
It's nice when the sun is out and there is a slight breeze.
All right, good. So what's a breeze at first? We'll do step by
Breeze
step.
is a wind,
Okay. Okay. A lot of wind or a little wind?
a little wind.
Okay. And
Usually,
then yep.
usually comfortable, wind.
Right. That it
Mhm.
doesn't bother you. Very good. And what about slight? What does slight do to the word breeze?
A slight is a little bit.
Okay, good. Yeah. So a little breeze.
Yes.
Little wind, right? Exactly. There's a little wind, but nothing out of control here. Okay. So that's good. What about the next sentence?
Okay. The gusty winds blew my hat off several times.
Hmm.
I think kind of very strong sudden wind, probably.
Exactly. Gusty winds, but it also happens a lot. If you say there was a gust, a gust of wind that blew
Mhm.
my hat off, that would be one time. In this case, they're saying gusty. There's a lot of times that happened.
Right.
Okay. And then the last sentence.
We are becoming more and more affected by rising sea level and flooding rivers. Sea level is the height of the water level.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And what is flooding?
Flooding is usually due to the torrential downpour, rivers river sea level rose, and the water leads to the unusual area, for example, kind of residential area.
Okay. Yeah, when there's a lot of extra water in that area.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So good. So now what I'm going to do is just move this down. Again, this is the severe weather. So we looked at high tides, severe weather warning, torrential downpour, choppy seas, light breeze, gusty winds, and sea levels. Okay. Do you have any final questions? Everything is clear?
Clear to me.
Okay. I'll just go down. Okay, yeah. I don't think actually why don't we do this and then we'll do the reading. It's kind of the opposite. So when water is rough, what do we say?
Uh, when water is love, and I need to make a sentence for this.
No, just what the vocabulary. What vocabulary words would go here?
Mhm.
The ones from this page?
I got it. Choppy, choppy.
Yes, choppy seas. I'm just gonna see if I can copy this. And then all right, well you see all of the lines too, but you can see that, right?
Yes, I see it.
All right, so let me get back to this. Okay, so now you can see this again, right? Everything's clear? Okay.
Yes,
All right, all right, all right. So when there are alerts because the weather is going to be dangerous.
that's a severe weather warning.
When rain is extremely severe.
Torrential downpour.
Very good. When there is a little bit of wind.
Slight breeze.
Perfect. And strong winds are
Gusty winds.
very good. Okay, so you're passing my test so far. All right, so what we'll do is we'll go down to the part that I want to work on. Here it is.
Okay.
So it says you are going to listen or you're going to read about a woman on a radio show talking about weather in the last week. And then we'll have to answer some questions below. Okay. So let's see. Well, do you have any questions? I mean, you're going to read. So if you want, I can always read as well. You know, Ken, today I've noticed your pronunciation is really, really nice.
How really? I don't know why.
Well, I mean, in general, you're improving, and I just kind of it clicked today. So I just wanted to tell you that.
Oh, I don't know why. Maybe this is the English day for me, probably.
Well, you know, it's just that you're involved in speaking with a lot of people and doing a lot of things. So that's probably it. But I just wanted to compliment you on how well you sound.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome, Ken. Okay, so let's use those pronunciation skills and read from the transcript until high tides until here, okay?
Okay.
And we'll talk about that paragraph.
Okay. While this last week has seen extremes in parts of Europe, the UK has experienced some of the most ferocious weather in its history. The past few days have seen torrential downpours in the southeast, and there has been at least 3 severe weather warnings issued. However, if you are in the north of the country, you won't be seeing as much of the fierce weather, but you will indeed be experiencing gusty winds and high tides.
All right. So good. First, let's start with any questions you have.
Mm, I think. No.
Okay. Well, then I just like you to explain, if possible. It says some ferocious weather.
Mhm.
What's ferocious weather?
I think ferocious is scary or such meaning, or
Okay, sure, yeah.
wild, like
Yeah,
life. I think.
exactly. Exactly. Extremely wild and crazy. Yeah,
Right.
definitely. Okay, and then downpours we had. You said severe weather warnings were issued. Now, when we use the word issued, what are we talking about?
Maybe in this context was announced, were announced.
Yeah, announce is a really good word.
Mhm.
Definitely. Okay. So good. And oh, yes. The only other word here is fierce that I wanted to ask about. So, what can you tell me about the word fierce?
You won't be seeing as much of fierce weather. Oh, maybe fierce is similar to furious. Is that kind of very rough and wild? Such things. Scary. Scary.
Mm-hmm. All right, good. Yeah. So fierce is it's yeah, very fierce. Fierce would be what the adjective and oof. No,
Hmm.
ferocious is an adjective. I think they're both adjectives. They just have very similar meanings. So perfect. That's good. All right. Do you have anything else here that, I mean, so just talking about the weather, why don't you read, let's see, the next two little paragraphs in the middle. We'll leave this here so people can read this, most of it, but read until soon, okay?
Okay. It's also due to rain for at least 3 days straight in Wales. The west of the country will be hit hard and a severe flood warning has been issued. In the rest of the country, there is nothing else major to report. France is experiencing very choppy waters and more than just a slight breeze. The cold weather is not about to change for them anytime soon.
Okay. So good. Any questions about these two paragraphs?
No.
Okay. Seeing the vocabulary that we're using. Okay. Well, good. And so Wales is just another country in the UK. All right.
Mhm.
So, do you know actually, we'll do a little test. Do you know what countries are in the UK?
England, Wales, Scotland, and Northern Ireland.
Is
Also
it?
some islands. Yeah. That's why they are called United Kingdom.
Mm-hmm. All right. Good. Let's see. I think actually. Oh, now I'm confused. I think Northern Ireland isn't.
It's a kind of debatable because it's Ireland, the
It is. Okay.
Island, but the UK keep territory there.
Hmm.
It's a territory of UK,
No,
but
you're
it's
right. Hmm.
Ireland. So that's why you know, especially in 70s, that such kind of a conflict happened there. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I wasn't alive. Sorry, I missed that.
Ah,
So, you're right. It's England, Northern Ireland, Scotland, and Wales. Okay, perfect. So there's that. And that's it. So then I'm going to have you just read the bottom paragraph here, okay?
Mhm. No, no, sorry.
Can you see it?
However,
Hmm.
yeah, yes. However, Spain is having its hottest summer on record. Would you believe? Temperatures are soaring and coastal resorts are packed out. And surprisingly, it has even been reported that King of Spain is to have his annual holiday somewhere cold. I don't blame him.
Okay. So good. Do you understand everything in this paragraph?
Wrinkles. Spain is hot, very hot, probably.
Not always.
This season, on in this kind of radio show season or days.
Not yet.
Huh?
Not
Spain's
yet.
having its hottest usually temperatures are soaring. So it has been reported.
Well, in this, yes. In the but in well, because I'm in Spain now,
I'm,
it's an
I I'm talking about this report.
uh, okay, sorry. Yes. So yes, you're absolutely correct. It's super, super, super hot.
Let's see.
Okay. So yes, it says Spain is having one of its hottest summer on record. On record is, in the past, history, stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, it's extremely, extremely hot.
Mm.
Okay. It says temperatures are soaring. What's soaring? Temperatures
Swarming,
are soaring.
painful,
Painful.
painfully hot, probably. Oh,
Um, well,
I
soar.
don't. Okay,
You're
go on.
thinking of a different soar. You're thinking of the SORE soar.
Ah, yeah. Okay, it to rise.
Exactly. Yep. To increase, to rise, to go up. Mm-hmm.
Mhm. Yeah, soaring and coastal resorts. Mhm. Are packed out. So packed out means many people go to the coastal resort to to escape from such heat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. And so they said they're packed out basically means they're so full. I mean, they're as full as possible.
Maybe crowded.
Yeah, very, very crowded.
Very crowded. Mm.
Mm-hmm. So good. Let's see. This is unsurprisingly, yeah. Who's surprised if it's super, super, super hot in Spain? The temperatures are increasing and the resorts are full of people. It's normal. So we have that. And then let's see here. I think, oh yes, and then it says it's been reported that the King of Spain is to have his annual holiday somewhere cold. I don't know if that would really happen. I don't think he would do that. But anyway, it was kind of funny. And it says, I don't blame him. What's blame?
Blame means to criticize
Criticize.
or maybe negatively. Criticize negatively.
um, I don't.
Mm,
I wouldn't say criticize in this case.
okay.
Let me think. Don't blame him. I mean, if you were in his position, you would do the same thing, right?
Right.
That's kind of what they're saying here.
Okay.
That's it. It's that I don't blame him. Is I would do the same thing. I don't blame him. It's kind of an expression we use. Blame it means a lot of different things. It means about responsibility or to attribute something, or to. Oh, all of this is coming to me in Spanish today. You hold someone responsible for something and say, "Hey, well, it's your fault. You did this, so all of this is now bad because of you." I don't know, something like that.
Okay.
All right. Well, anyway, so that's what I would say to that. So, with that, let's go down because there's more to read. So, why don't you read the next paragraph? Oh, whoa. Nope, it's the same one. One moment. Okay. So now the questions come. How many different countries did the woman talk about?
Eh, England, France, Spain, so three.
England, France,
And
and
not England. I mean where? I mean Britain, France, Spain, so three.
oh, is
UK,
Britain a country?
UK is a country in the
Okay.
Britain Island, in the British Island.
Now you're making me doubt. Why can't Thomas be here?
The UK is a United Kingdom, consists of uh England, Wales, Scotland, and Northern Ireland. And uh, you Wales, England, and Scotland are in British Island. So island itself is called Britain Island. Got it?
Okay. I should have worked on my history today. Hold on. The UK has
Mhm.
experience. The UK isn't a country.
UK is a, I think its country is called United Kingdom, but inside that United Kingdom, there's several so-called maybe like in Spanish, some state of Spanish is a bit different from such maybe such situation.
Mm-hmm. Well, it
Catalonia,
says it's
yeah. Mhm.
an island. So, an island nation in Northwest Europe.
So Scotland, England, the political system. For example, I heard from Scottish guy, Scotland education is almost free, but not in England. So some system a bit different, even though, but they called United Kingdom, and yeah, that's a British system, I think.
Well, I'm understanding everything you're saying. I just don't know what to do with the information because to me,
Mhm.
it's like each country is individual. Do you know what I mean? England is
Mhm.
different from Wales, is different from Scotland, is different. So those different countries. The UK to me is not a country.
But like United States,
Mm-hmm.
each state has their own power or their own Congress, but it's called the United States is a one nation, one country. It
I
you
know what you mean. Okay, let me see. It says, although the United Kingdom as a sovereign state is a country, England, Scotland, Wales, to a lesser degree, Northern Ireland are also regarded
so
as countries.
some Scotland people want to
Separate.
independent from England. That's why that in maybe several years ago, election took
Mm-hmm.
place to decide whether if you know.
Well, it does say that the UK is a country. I just don't think if you have countries within a country, then you're not just a country.
Mhm. Mm, mm, I don't know, but maybe that's a kind of I don't know country because I don't know the exact meaning of English country. Country.
No, they're saying it's a country. The international.
Because Japanese it's called country, but I don't know the English sense. An identified unusually extended expanse of land region. The land of person's birth. No, 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 this one. The people of state or district.
All right. So
Mm,
what they're saying is that the UK is a country. It's an island in Europe, and then each country
mhm,
within a country are also countries. So it doesn't make sense to me. But anyway, so the UK sure can be one country. Wales is another country. Spain and France. So four, right?
mhm. Right. So the British history, England conquered Scotland, Wales, and Ireland, and Ireland became an independent country again. But Scotland, Wales are not. Also, Northern Ireland are not.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool. We'll have to get Thomas here. Thomas, we'll have to invite James for a special meeting one time. Okay. So good. So how many different countries? Four. What weather is France experiencing? Uh-oh, do you remember?
What weather is France? I think France is choppy water there and
Choppy
cold.
waters. Whoops.
Mhm.
And more than just a slight breeze, so it's a little windy as
Oh,
well.
okay.
All right. What is happening in England and Wales? What
Ah,
do you think?
maybe a flood? Torrential rains and flood, maybe. A flood.
Flat?
No? Flood.
Flat.
No. I don't know. Uh, no, we hit hard severe flood warning has been issued.
Severe what warning?
Severe flood warning has been issued. The
F.
west of the country. Where? Yes.
Yeah, it's fine. FLAT?
FLOOD.
Flood.
Flood. Flood.
Yes. Flood.
Okay.
There's the word. Flood.
Flood.
Yep. Very good. Excuse me. All right, moving down. Okay. And this is it again. City exchange. Yep, that's basically this. Oh no. No, it's a little different. Do you want to read this? Because there's a couple of things that are different here. Let me just.
Okay.
Where and coastal resorts? Well, I'm a little. All right, well, why don't we read this? Just because it can kind of be a review and for pronunciation. Oh, that's strange because some of these it's changed a little bit. Whoops. All
Okay.
right, so why don't you read all of it?
Okay. Well, this last week has seen extremes in parts of Europe. The UK has experienced some of the most ferocious weather in its history. The past few days have seen torrential downpours in the southeast, and there has been at least 3 severe weather warnings issued. However, if you are in the north of the country, you won't be seeing as much of the fierce weather, but you will indeed be experiencing gusty winds and high tides. It's also due to rain for at least 3 days straight in Wales. The west of the country will be hit hard, and severe flood warning has been issued. In the rest of the country, there is nothing else major to report. France is experiencing very choppy waters and more than just a slight breeze. The cold weather is not about to change for them anytime soon. However, Spain is having its hottest summer on the record. Would you believe? Temperatures are soaring in some places as high as 42 degrees Celsius, and coastal resorts are packed out. Unsurprisingly, it has even been reported that the King of Spain is to have his annual holiday somewhere cold. I don't believe him.
All right, so I think the only difference is this sentence where it says in some places as high as 42 degrees Celsius. So, but good. It's always good to review. So perfect. On to some more of our questions. What high temperatures is Spain experiencing?
42 Celsius.
Exactly. So we needed that in order to answer. Okay. So good. 42. Where is the King of Spain to go on holiday? So where is he going?
Maybe a resort spot.
Don't say maybe. We said it's in here.
Maybe, yeah, maybe your area.
My area, okay. Yes, near resorts. So I'm still about an hour and a bit from resorts, but sure. Definitely closer than you are to the resorts. But what they do say something specific here.
Okay, resort, coastal resort. Yes.
Ding, 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 ding.
Yes.
Very good. All right. So that's fine. Let's see, coastal resorts and somewhere cold.
Mhm.
So that's
Somewhere,
fine. What?
which means height,
What?
mountain, mountain. Because coastal area, maybe it's not so cold, probably in Spain.
Well, it depends. I mean, I'm about an hour from the coast and it's cool here
Okay,
sometimes.
I see.
Yeah, in the winter it gets pretty cold.
Mhm.
So, um, coastal areas, no, but like I said, I'm an hour away from it, and I don't think, um, I mean, it gets really cold here.
Mhm.
Plus, if
Okay.
it's windy in winter, then it's not good.
Mhm.
So, good. All right, let's move on. Whoops.
So is it usual France is cold and while Spain is super hot?
Well,
Because
Spain,
Spain,
it snows in Spain.
mhm.
In the winter in the north, it snows every year.
Yeah, so Spain and France is very close. It's so, but maybe there's a high mountain in between the Spain and France.
Mhm.
Maybe
Yep, the Pyrenees,
weather
yeah.
bit different, probably.
Well, it is, but also, I mean, if you think about it, France basically starts where Spain ends.
Mm-hmm.
So, that there's a difference there too. I mean, even from the north to the south of Spain, there's a huge difference in the temperatures.
I see.
Even from
Okay.
the coast to my house, there's about an hour and a half difference from the coast, and it's still like there
Mm-hmm.
can be a 10-degree difference.
I see. Yeah. Okay.
So, it just depends.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, are you ready to answer the next question?
Yes.
Okay. So number 6, what does she say about coastal resorts in Spain?
Uh, they were they are packed out.
Okay, good. And what did we say that meant?
They are very crowded, packed
Mm-hmm.
like a sardine.
Exactly. All right, that's perfect. And moving on. Talking point. All right. So can you think of the last news story regarding weather you heard about in
Last
Japan? I mean, you were talking about the weather in Japan today. So was it in the news or
uh,
in the
the
paper?
news is the rainy season has started 18 days earlier
Mm-hmm.
last last year. That was a kind of news here.
Yeah.
They're talking about weather. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Um, so let's see. I can't think of anything exactly here in Spain. I haven't seen the news in a really long time. So I don't really know what to say, but I know it definitely should be warmer than it is now. So I don't really have a news story, but I definitely know that
Mm,
it's not normal. I'm not very happy. I know when it's really hot, I won't be happy either because it's like terrible, but at the same time, I want to go out and we in Spain we live in the streets. We go to bars and
mm,
restaurants and eat outside. It's a big thing that
mm,
we do here. So the fact
mm.
that people still have to wear their coats and jackets isn't really appropriate to me.
If in the winter time, people are drinking or in the outside of the shop.
Here where I live, no, only because it is cold because we're in the mountains. And
Okay.
so on the coast, yeah, maybe.
Yes, because it's not about Spain, but I sometimes see the timesquare.com webcam. And in the wintertime, New York, actually in the Times Square, There's a seems like outside cafe were available. There's
Hmm.
a stove, stove on the you know in a sidewalk,
Mm-hmm.
and stove and the tables and seats and chairs. I mean, and people are drinking coffee or something there.
Sure. I mean, here in Spain, I think even on the coast, though, it gets cold. I mean, here no one's really used to the cold weather, and even for me, like I get cold now because I've lived here for a long time. Well, for a long time, for a
Mhm,
while, and so my body is not used to the cold as it used to be. So it
mhm,
is different.
I see.
So yes. Well, I want to ask this next question. I'm kind of interested in this. It says, "What is the most shocking weather you have experienced?"
I think it's flood, flood.
Flood. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I and my friend went to the the city close to here. Maybe usually it takes 1.5 hour by express bus.
Mm-hmm.
And but it was a holiday season, so highway is very crowded, so it take much longer than usual. And after
Mm-hmm.
we there, amazingly massive rain, torrential rain, you know, uh, happening.
Mm-hmm.
So we just saw the famous castle there, but
Mm-hmm.
even though we we have I forgot I forgot the word. Anyway, we wet a lot. We got a wet a lot. Yeah. So
That never happens in a flood.
yes, so it's unusually we've never seen such a you know torrential downpour. So we
Hmm.
decided to go back to my city because we didn't do anything. We didn't expect flood happening, but we just said, oh, maybe we didn't do anything here because of the crazy rain there.
Hmm.
Then we got on the expressive bus and kind of
Expressway?
highway
Highway, motorway, yeah.
highway bus, and then people began to say, "Look at that! Look at that! Wow, wow,
Uh-oh.
wow!" Inside the car, so I saw the outside of the car, and I saw the flood. Water level is rising, or it's covered with half level of the usual car, but
Hmm.
bus higher than usual car, so bus could drive. So bus
Okay.
driver carefully drive, searching for the detour road to get on the highway. So it took you maybe more than 1 hour to just get on the highway.
Wow.
That's a
That's
kind of.
crazy. That reminds me of a time when I took a bus down if in the United States from Wisconsin to Arkansas. And there, some friends that I had studied with, um, we were going to meet up and then we were going to drive to Texas, to Austin, Texas, to visit another friend. And so um, I got on a bus, my other friend got on a bus. We went there, and then after the trip, obviously we had to go back. And so we get to Arkansas again from Texas, and then I think the next day we get on, our buses. And I mean, we're in Arkansas. They're not used to snow, and it started snowing. And so I mean, it was terrible. First, I'm an experienced driver in snow, and that was bad. Second of all, the driver of the bus was not experienced, and so it was very difficult. He was driving very slow. I was terrified. Everyone in the bus was terrified. The bus arrived to Chicago probably 7 hours late. I mean, it took forever. And I think I got in about 5 o'clock. It was supposed to be an overnight bus, and the overnight turned into like a long, long overnight. And So then the bus arrived in Chicago, like I said, probably in the afternoon. I don't remember what time. I think it was maybe 5 or 6 o'clock in the afternoon. And they said, no, the next bus out of Chicago is at 8 o'clock in the morning. And I said, what? I've just been in this terrible, terrible, bus for hours, thinking I'm gonna die. And now you're telling me I have to spend the night in Chicago. I said, no, I'm not spending the night in Chicago. So I called a friend and she came down and got me. It was a snowstorm. It was terrible in Wisconsin as well. But, I ended up going to Milwaukee on the train because the train was still okay. Oh, that was a terrible experience. Absolutely terrible.
Yeah, snowstorm is the problem in the winter of North America, North of America. Yeah.
Exactly. Well, even like I said, if it's in the south of the United States too, because you're not used to it, it's even worse. So, and
Mm.
like all of the traffic around the bus was going slow, and I was just, oh, it was terrible. That was probably my worst situation. I mean, we've had lots of snowstorms and rainstorms and stuff, but I remember a tornado was in the area when I was younger. So there's a lot of things that happened, but that to me was probably the worst.
I
So,
see.
yeah, a little crazy. So that's about it. Actually, I was gonna tell you about what's on the list for next week. And that's just okay, that's going slow. Where is my okay, so 1 second. I just need to change this for a second and I can see what the next class is. The next class is okay, seniority at work. So back to the business lesson. Basically, seniority, what it is, which I'm not going to tell you now, and we'll talk about that seniority. And
Okay.
then the class after will be conditionals count. It's that same worksheet that I sent you. So we'll go over that little by little. So review that and see if you have any questions next Wednesday.
Okay.
Okay. Any other questions?
No. But you are talking. I was thinking about what is the big city you often go? Maybe Chicago.
Yeah,
And
Chicago would be the biggest city, and that's about 3.5 hours away from my hometown.
also Detroit is close to. No, no Detroit.
To, to get to Detroit I went to Detroit. Actually, what you have to do is go up through Upper Michigan and then down to Detroit. I think.
Okay, I got
Wait, no,
it.
I'm sorry. Or you go under Lake Michigan, you go up. It's about 7 hours, 7, 8 hours.
Oh, wow, it's not close. I got it.
No, I mean, if you could draw a line from one place in Wisconsin over, because you can take a ferry, but the ferry is super expensive.
Yes, I see. I got it. Yes,
I think it would only be like 4 hours then, maybe.
I see. Okay.
Perfect. Okay, research on the United States. Wonderful. All right, well, then we're finished for today. So have a great weekend. Enjoy the weather.
Yeah.
It's cloudy at the moment. Fantastic. So, yeah, have a great weekend and we'll see you on Monday, okay?
Okay. You too.
All
Thank
right,
you.
thanks. Bye.